I feel sorry for your parents. How can you be so old and have parents to take care of you? Why don't you work? What? Me? That's right. You're an unemployed high school graduate. You're old and you're still living on your parents' dime. How can you live like that without any shame? How can you call me an unemployed high school graduate? It's true that I'm a high school graduate, but I'm working. I'm not unemployed. You shouldn't stay at home and take advantage of your parents. You chose to be a high school graduate, but you keep complaining that you can't get a job because of your education. You deserve it. Excuse me, Anna. I think you got it all wrong. I didn't choose to only graduate from high school. My parents told me not to go to university, so I gave up. But I'm working hard as a high school graduate. Don't lie to me all the time. Your parents told me how much of a scumbag you are. What? You gave up on higher education because you didn't like studying. But no one would hire you because you graduated from high school, so you worked part-time. And finally, you stopped working and became unemployed. You are enjoying your life as a parasite, chewing on your parents' back every day. What? Did my parents tell you all that? That's right. They're worried about what'll happen after they're gone. They were crying and asking me for advice. It's very wrong to make your parents sad. That's not true, Anna. Will you listen to me for a minute? I don't deserve to hear from an unemployed high school graduate. I hate people like you who are at the bottom of the pile. If you don't work, I'll consider cutting ties with you. What? I don't want to cut ties with my brother and you. I don't want you to be a burden to me in the future. If you don't like it, then get a job and be independent. Hey, Mom. What in the world did you tell Anna? I chose to only graduate from high school myself. A parasite who doesn't work or take care of the house. How dare you tell such a lie to my brother's wife? What? How do you know that? Anna called me to scold me. She told me to get a good job and stop bothering my parents. I'm working and helping my parents. I'm not bothering you. I'm supporting my mother and father now. What the hell is this? Oh no, don't get so mad at me. We're all in different positions. We had to do what we had to do. What? You have to understand our position as parents too. It's great that my son Josh got married. His wife Anna's parents are a couple of respectful doctors. I can't tell them that our company went bankrupt. You are as vain as ever. You want to play the role of a couple of CEOs to compete with their parents, even though our company went bankrupt a long time ago. This is for Josh's sake too. Josh will lose his position as a husband if they notice our company has gone bankrupt. You're trying to sound like something, but you can't cover it up. In the end, you're just too proud and vain for your own good. It's your fault I only graduated from high school, and how dare you say I made my own choice? Our fault? Because the company went bankrupt and you took the liberty of putting my tuition money into the company's operating fund. That's why I couldn't go to university. What are you talking about? You're the one who said you wouldn't go to university. You gave me the money to go to school to support the company. You almost forced me to do it. A girl doesn't need an education. She doesn't need to go to university. Every day you and Dad would betray me. You two were angry at me and said, "You only think about yourself instead of your family's life." Even if I wanted to go to university, I had no choice but to give up on my education. Oh, did we say that? I don't remember anything. In the end, I didn't go to university as my parents wanted me to. And then my father told me to go work for him. So I work for a much lower salary than the other employees. You basically took all of my salary to add it to the family budget. That's a terrible word for choice. No matter how old you are, if you work, you're a member of society. You are a working adult living at home. You deserve to pay your own living expenses. That's why I saved money and tried to move out of the house. I wanted to leave my parents and start my own business. But then the company went bankrupt. You and Dad came crying to me, so I stayed at home. It was really tough at that time. We managed to do our best, but we couldn't resist the wave of the recession. Just when Josh was about to enter college, the company went bankrupt. If it weren't for your earnings, our family would have been separated long ago. If you're so grateful to me, why are you lying? Why don't you just tell her that your business went bankrupt? Why don't you just tell them that I'm the one supporting the family now? Well, I really want to tell them, but it's for Josh's sake. There shouldn't be a gap between husband and wives, and there shouldn't be a gap between the parents. So just go along with our lies, okay? Huh? I'm grateful to you in my heart, but please pretend to be an unemployed high school graduate in front of Anna. Amanda, I've just taken your stuff out of the house. Please take this somewhere else today. You can't live in this house anymore. What the hell is going on? Why can't I live at home? Because I can't stand to see your pitiful parents anymore. From now on, your brother and I will live with your parents. So you, an unemployed high school graduate, will have to move out today. What? I warned you, didn't I? I told you to get a real job. I told you to stop bothering your parents. And yet you're still living like a parasite and not looking for a job. So I'm going to have to force it. You can't be serious, and you took my stuff out of the house without my permission? I can't believe this. Your parents are very happy. They're happy to get rid of the unemployed middle-aged daughter. What? In return, your brother and his wife will stay with them. Of course they'll be happy to get rid of you. Josh works for a big company and I'm a perfect housewife. They really only care about themselves. And I've said it many times, but I'm working. And I have supported my family in my own way. But I never expected to be thrown away like this in the end. Please stop lying to me. There's no company that would hire a middle-aged, unemployed high school graduate. It's even more disgraceful to pretend that you're working to look good. You never listen to me, Anna. Though it's my mom who is the worst, because she's the one who's telling the lie. But you're pretty terrible for not listening to me too. I don't want to listen to a high school graduate. If I did, my ears would rot. What did you say? My parents are doctors and I'm their precious daughter. They love me and I have a husband who works for a big company. I'm not some high school graduate like you. I see. Whatever I say is not good enough because I'm a high school graduate, right? That's why you don't take me seriously. Go away, you embarrassing unemployed high school graduate bitch. Your parents are busy running their business. Your brother and I will take care of them from now on. Okay, please take good care of my unemployed parents. Huh? I'm pissed off about a lot of things, but I'm happy if I can leave. Now I can leave my vain, unemployed parents. Anna, please take care of my parents. Their company went bankrupt a long time ago, and they have no income or anything. I'll be relieved if you and my brother move in with them. That company went bankrupt? What? What do you mean unemployed? Of course the company's still there, right? I've never heard of such a thing as bankruptcy. They were desperately trying to hide it from you guys. Of course you've never heard of it. You hid it from us. Actually, my parents' company went bankrupt many years ago. It had always been a tough business to run. Finally, the recession hit and they were bankrupt, and now they rely on my earnings every day. My parents were 100% depending on me to provide for them. Huh? That's impossible. A bankruptcy? I just can't believe it. I know, my mom had been telling lies to you all along. There's no way you could believe me right away. Besides, you graduated from high school. There's no way you can support your parents like that. How can you support your parents if you're too stupid to go to only high school? I didn't fail to go to university because I'm stupid. I gave up university because of my parents. Because of your parents? At the time, their company was in financial trouble. Eventually, they spent all the money they had to pay for my higher education on running the company. Because of that, I couldn't even go to the university that had been recommended to me from school. But my younger brother Josh went on to higher education, saying, "A man needs a good education." What? Is that so? And I helped out at my parents' company. But at the same time, I learned a lot about business. Now I'm running my own business, a small one. Thankfully, I made about $200,000 a year last year. $200,000? You make that much money? I didn't know you were running a company. That's why I've explained it to you so many times. I told you that I work hard. I told you over and over again to listen to me. Oh, but Anna, you believed everything my mother said. You didn't listen to me just because I graduated from high school. But I'm glad I could get out of my parents' house thanks to you. I didn't want to live my life being exploited by them anymore. From now on, please take care of them for me. Wait. I can't do that. I can't live with your parents whose company went bankrupt and who actually don't have a job. This is going to ruin everything I planned. I'm not moving in with them. I can't live with someone who doesn't have money. What? I thought living with them would give me more money to live on. I thought I'd be able to send more money to my parents. But their company went bankrupt and they're unemployed. What's the point of living together if they're unemployed? Anna, what's the whole point of living with my parents was to save money? And I didn't know you were sending money to your parents. What? What's wrong with saving money? Sending money to your parents is normal, isn't it? What's wrong with helping my parents who are struggling to make ends meet? What? Are your parents struggling to make ends meet too? I thought they were both doctors and earned quite a lot of money. Do doctors get paid on surprisingly little? Oh! Or maybe they're not really doctors? How can that be? I mean, they wouldn't be like my parents who are so vain, right? How did you figure that out? How did you know that my parents aren't really doctors? How did you know I was lying? Amanda, you must be a detective. What? They're not really doctors? And what do you mean you're lying? Well, I mean, it's not like I lied, but I didn't have a choice. It's not like I told you my parents are doctors on purpose. Calm down and explain. Where did you start lying and why did you lie? Well, because I heard that Josh's parents run a company. I had no choice but to lie to him. I wanted a title that was more appropriate for him, so I told him that my parents are doctors. They are both just part-timers at a supermarket, What? I thought that if he found out that my parents were part-timers, he would reject me and his parents would disapprove of our marriage. So I wanted to get married and somehow hide the truth about my parents. But then my parents started demanding money from me. They said, "It costs money to pretend to be doctors." And they asked for $500 a month. Well, that's a lot for you to deal with, isn't it? I can't believe you're being asked for money from your parents because of a lie you told us. So at first, I managed to send money by cheating on living expenses. But the demands got bigger and bigger. I was at my limit, so I came up with the idea of moving in with your parents. I thought if I lived with your parents, I could save on living expenses and send money back home. And to do that, you kicked out the high school graduate who was getting in the way. On the surface, it's a way to help my parents out of a daughter who sucks up her parents' money. But in reality, it was to save money to send money to your parents. But I can't believe your parents don't have a job. I was hoping I might even get an allowance. What's wrong with your parents? You've been lying to me this whole time. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Wait, how can you possibly say that? You lied about your parents being doctors for the sake of the family. My lies are forgiven because I had no choice. I lied because I didn't want my parents to be different. It was a lie born out of kindness to all of us. A lie is a lie no matter the reason. But it's all good now. It seems both our parents are in need of money, and there's no gap between us. From now on, we can live peacefully and openly. Well then, please take good care of my parents from now on. Come home, Amanda. I can't believe Anna lied to me. She said her parents are doctors. They're just part-timers. I'll have my son divorce her right now. What? You're divorcing them? Of course, my son and all of us were deceived. But if I do that, Josh will be the only one at home. Josh's income is not enough to support us, so you should come back home right now. No. Of course it's enough. Unlike me, Josh went to university and grad school and works for a big company. Josh's earning alone should be enough to support you and the family. But he earns less than I thought he did. I thought he'd be making around $100K a year working for a big company, but he only makes about $50K a year. That's about right for his age. I'd say he's making more than most people his age. I can't afford to be extravagant with that kind of money. Amanda used to send me $5,000 a month, but Josh says he can't do that. Even if he tried, it's only $1,000 a month. We can't live like that. Why don't you take this opportunity to change your life? Even after the company went bankrupt, you still couldn't forget the lavish lifestyle you had in the past. I was paying $5,000 every month for it. Please, Amanda. If you come back, everything will be okay. I'll apologize for everything, but please come back to our home. Absolutely not. I don't want to be exploited by you again. No. Why don't you two get your stuff together? I'm leaving and selling the house. What? You're selling the house? Don't tell me you forgot that the house is in my name. When the company went bankrupt and was about to take all of its assets with it, I put my name as a last resort. Oh! I'll take this opportunity to sell everything, so please leave the house, all of you. Oh my God, wait a minute. I can't believe you're selling out our precious house. I just want to get rid of the place and forget about everything. I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't been kicked out like this. But I'm so disappointed in the way everyone treated me. And I want to take this opportunity to cut ties with everyone. I want to sell everything that connects me to everyone. Oh, no. It's too late to say anything now. Well then, I want you out of here by the end of the week. If you don't move out, I'll just take an excavator and drive it straight in. I heard that my brother and his wife officially divorced soon after. As for Anna, her parents blamed her for divorcing my brother, who said, "You have to work to pay for the money you have been sending us." However, Anna was also pissed off and responded, "Shut up! We could have avoided the divorce if you two worked harder." Now the three of them are job hunting for a full-time job. As for my parents, they're now staying with my brother Josh. But they can't live a fancy life like before. Josh told them, "If you don't work, even part-time, I'll kick you out of the house." And they both started working reluctantly. My parents occasionally contact me and say, "Please come back. We want to start over as a family." But I have ignored all of them.